Our UT Martin Skyhawks miraculously held on last episode against Georgetown in the first round to deliver the first March Madness victory in not only Coach Carter's college career, but the first NCAA tournament win in program history for UTM. It's all up from here, guys, as UT Martin battles the 5-seed Virginia Commonwealth in the round of 32 today. Welcome back to the College Hoops 2K Legacy Mode series featuring the legendary Coach Carter wrapping up his tenure with Tennessee Martin this season. This tournament has already been a story for the ages, but why stop now? As UT Martin will take on VCU in the round of 32, we actually sat in and watched this 23-win VCU squad put down Southern Illinois on a live stream in the first round game. And in case you missed it and you want to scout VCU for yourselves, I'll have a link in the description to the full stream. The game was won with a lot of gritting and grinding. Both teams were up to the challenge on defense, especially in the first half. Neither club could break 30 points. But then VCU in the turbocharged defense held the Salukis' two top players, two former 5-star recruits while I'm at it, to a combined 9 for 24 shooting on the game. We faced the Big East regular season champions in round 1, so hey, why not take on the CAA's regular season victors in round 2? This has always been a program that's been known for harassing offenses. The Rams finished top 10 in the country in these points per game allowed at 60.9 a night. No team in this tournament allows less points than VCU, and they're also top 10 in steals per game at over 8 thefts a contest. These stats really jump out of the page at you. VCU posted a dazzling 16-2 conference record as we take a look at their season schedule, and they actually hung with Georgetown on opening night, dropping the tango with the Hoyas by 2 points. Outside of Georgetown and NC State, the Rams' out-of-conference slate wasn't all that threatening, and their only 2 Colonial losses were to Old Dominion and William & Mary. Both are clubs who joined the Rams in the field of 64 this season. And then the VCU Rams were upset by W&M in the conference title game. Overall, this appears to be a pretty spotless schedule as we take a deeper dive into the roster, starting out with Josiah Finley. I think everyone who joined me on the live stream was pretty impressed with Finley against Southern Illinois. He finished with 14 points, with 10 of those coming in the second half. A 227-pound forward from Frederick, Maryland, Finley really doesn't have any weaknesses when you look at his attributes. He's kind of cut from the same cloth as a lot of these Ram players. He's quick, very athletic, with a very high basketball IQ as well. And he doesn't have really any weaknesses that you can see. He's got a nice touch from outside, making 15 threes on his junior season, but he's most comfortable facing up from mid-range and beating slower defenders off the dribble. They also trot out Kevin Holt, a 6'7" wing from Fayetteville, North Carolina, who has a deadly shot anywhere inside of the arc. Zaire Barnhill is a do-it-all 5'10" point guard, and Devin Paley, an underclassman 2-guard who led them in scoring versus Southern Illinois. Some key differences to point out though whenever you look at this matchup versus Georgetown. While the Hoyas had a starting 5 of everyone being at least 6'5" or taller, VCU only has one player who's over 6'7". That's a very interesting change. UT Martin should have the height advantage today. And the Rams are also one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the field. They only shot 6 for 19 behind the line against SIU. So with all this information, let's head back to the whiteboard to prepare our game plan. This seemed to work pretty well against Georgetown, so hey, let's, try it again. So first and foremost, Coach Carter wants to alleviate any stress that his players may have when thinking about VCU's full court defense. They will be pressing full court all game long, but Coach Carter tells his team not to be scared. There were a few instances in that Southern Illinois game that we watched where they missed assignments and let up easy looks because of their press just being so chaotic. So look to play fast when we can to make them pay for extending their defense all 94 feet. Number 2, ride the hot hand. Jacques Diggs seemed to have saved his magic for the big stage, getting over his slump and posting 24 points in the game-sealing free throws against Georgetown. So continue to feed him and let him go to work. The Hoyas also had their hands full with Teron Gardner, our power forward, who had a career performance in the first round game. If our 2 best offensive weapons can get off to a good start, everything else will fall into place on offense. Number 3, UT Martin cannot let VCU's height, or lack thereof, fool them. This is a team that plays a lot bigger than what they're listed as. UT Martin put great emphasis on boxing out versus Georgetown, with the Hoyas only out-rebounding us by 4, 25-21 in that game. So we need that same energy tonight. And lastly, number 4, let VCU beat us deep if they can. The Rams are a subpar 3-point shooting squad, putting up a low 30% on the season from beyond the arc as a team. Sag off a bit, or else they'll kill us from mid-range all game, just like they did Southern Illinois in the second half of their first round matchup. Putting in a game plan is simple, but sticking to it and executing is the hard part. We fulfilled our goals against Georgetown, so let's try to do the same tonight against VCU. As the 5 and 13 seeds from the South Region go to battle tonight, a Sweet 16 appearance is on the line for Coach Carter. UT Martin Skyhawks, Virginia Commonwealth Rams. It's up next, you guys. Welcome back to Tampa, Florida, everyone. With the Sweet 16 one win away, UT Martin looks to stay hot against the rugged VCU defense. A team from the Ohio Valley Conference has never made the Sweet 16. Austin Peay actually did it once, but that was all the way back in the 1960s before the field expanded to 64 teams in March. So no matter how many milestones we seem to cross off with every single win here in March Madness, it seems like the stakes continue to rise with each round that UT Martin breaks into. We've talked a lot about VCU's defense, but how about the Skyhawks defense and what they'll have in store for tonight? Obviously, a lot of the focus will be on Josiah Finley, but you gotta watch out for all these solid mid-range shooters that Virginia Commonwealth has on the roster from top to bottom. So, both teams are ready. The ref has the ball. The round of 32 is underway with Blaine Fry earning the first possession for the orange and blue tonight. Let's see what play they have run up. To come out of the gate, Darnay will take a three after a rugged Blaine Fry screen to free him up. We're 10 seconds into the game, and UT Martin is already coming out firing. I mean, talk about not playing scared. So Josiah Finley, they'll try to work it to him on Virginia Commonwealth's first possession, and he dribbles off his foot. Schneiderman alertly picks it up and outlets it to Darnay, who then find Diggs in the corner, but then Diggs will think better of it, try to set up a flare screen for Schneiderman, who enters the post to Fry, kick back out to the free throw line, Betancourt off the mark, as then Kenyon McVeigh will lead the VCU attack up the other direction. Devin Paley assisting to Kevin Holtz to get VCU up on the scoring column. So we're a minute into the game, both teams with two quick scoring possessions, as Teron Gardner will then reset it back out to Darnay. So UT Martin taking their time on this possession, 7 seconds to shoot. As Betancourt, the team leader in assists, looks for Gardner, makes the extra pass out to Diggs with 1 second to fire. No good, but it's right into the hands to Teron for not only a second look at it, but a third as well. I do like the aggressiveness from Teron Gardner, but those dwindling shot clocks are something that UT Martin's going to have to avoid moving forward. VCU just toes in when there's only a couple seconds left to shoot, and they're hard to figure out. On this possession now, there's 5 seconds until UT Martin has to get a shot up. Diggs with the spin move as he will finish with his offhand. What a take there by the team captain to get on the board. And this is something that we did not expect UT Martin to be doing so well with. VCU is so hard to decipher at the end of a shot clock, but UT Martin wins another battle with only a couple seconds left to shoot. Let's look at Jacques Diggs. He's looking over to the VCU sideline saying, hey, put somebody else better on me. Sometimes you forget he's 5'9" with the type of swagger and moxie he plays with. Sometimes he looks like he's 6'9" out there with all the trash talking he does sometimes. But speaking of playing taller than what you actually are, that is what Josiah Finley does really well as he gets on the board for his second basket in the first 4 minutes, as then Jacques Diggs puts his foot into the ground and takes it to the cup to draw a foul on the starting center for VCU. That is Kenyon McVeigh, who was on the receiving end of that personal. And obviously you can't forget about the magician-like game that Jacques Diggs had out of nowhere. 23 points in the game-sealing free throws. He's picking up right where he left off with 2 free throws here to potentially extend the lead back up to 3 points. Diggs toes the line, and he will miss the second one. A rare miss at that from Diggs from the free throw line, as VCU then subsequently ties up the game at 8 as we approach 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Blaine Fry off a curl screen, kicks it to Gardner, back out to Betancourt. Another possession with only a couple seconds left to spare. 2 seconds, Darnay is now hacked at the rim as Kenyon McVeigh, the 6'7" junior, who averages 8.5 points, those points per game will be taken off the board as he now has 2 personal fouls within the first 4.5 minutes of this contest. Checking in will be CJ Murray and Najon Gardner. But we see here another missed free throw here in the early goings for UT Martin. Betancourt up near 80% on the season, so a rare miss from him as well. But he does retake the lead. The 6'7" transfer point guard from Oklahoma off to a pretty decent start today. So now we have officially reached 5 minutes inside of the first half of action. Betancourt scans as he's trapped at the elbow, and he makes a delicious dime inside to Blaine Fry. That was the first time we saw VCU coming out in the 2-3 zone, but that's how you beat it. You go high to low post, Betancourt to Fry to get Blaine, our all-conference center, in the score sheet. So now we jump over to UT Martin's next offensive possession, but this one is an inbounds pass that's cut off by Devin Paley, who then will assist to Zaire Barnhill as the 5'10 senior point guard has his second field goal. VCU has 4 players on this roster who average over a steal a game. Barnhill's actually the team leader, so you're barking up the wrong tree with this team if you want to start giving away free possessions, as Teron Gardner will put his shoulder into Kevin Holt, and the turnaround hook will fall for the 6'7 junior forward. 13-10 game as this one's kicked out to Zaire Barnhill, who's looking for the lead. That one's short, collected by Gardner, his 4th rebound. And Jacques Diggs, this time he's cut off on the secondary break. Bounce pass inside to Blaine Fry, who might have picked up his pivot foot there. He gets away with a little bit of a travel, but Jacques Diggs will be accredited for the assist as we reach our first break in the action. The Skyhawks picking up right where they left off against Georgetown. 7:52 left to go in the first half. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the action. 7:40 left to go in the first half as the first subs check in for UT Martin. That'll be Dusty Harrison at the 3, and Dominique Cleveland checks in for Blaine Fry. This skip pass is delivered to DeJuan Warner, the 6-man shooting guard for VCU. Off the bench, he averages 7 points. He is a sophomore from Washington, D.C. As look at this pass delivered by Jacques Diggs inside to Dominique Cleveland. Cleveland, our 7'2 backup center, seems to always score at least once a game. Normally it's off an offensive rebound and putback, but you'll take him when you can get him as Diggs tries to find him again. This one's cut off by Finley, who almost gives it back, but then he recovers the loose change and will find C.J. Murray. Man, I'm telling you, Josiah Finley, look at him leading the break and then finding his teammate with a crisp pass through traffic. There's really nothing he can't do as VCU dwindles the lead back down to a single point. With 5:44 left to go, Rashawn Martin and Brian Gill checking in for UT Martin. This bounce pass is almost turned over again from Evan Schneiderman, but instead he will receive the inbounds pass and turn around and go up with it. A really strong move. You love to see it from Schneiderman, and also a nice feed from Rashawn Martin as VCU again burns a timeout. 19-16, UT Martin up top, but VCU getting their offense going a little bit. 5.5 minutes left to go in the first. We're ready to inbound out of the timeout, and I'm noticing something pretty interesting about VCU's roster makeup. They got 6 players from Virginia, 2 from Maryland, 2 from Washington, D.C., and 2 from North Carolina. So a lot of homegrown talent, if you will, on this Rams lineup. As here we go with Barnhill kicking it back out. The friendly bounce cannot go, and then Barnhill, though, he does not give up on the play. His teammate misses what would have been an awesome assist, but Barnhill does not bat an eye as the 5'10 senior is there to collect the miss and put it back in for a chance at a 3-point play. This one will tie it up at 19 apiece. Barnhill has been the best offensive player in terms of shooting the ball for VCU, and he'll get things back up to 19 apiece. Again, UT Martin does break this press as they try to hurry it up here. What a dish by Evan Schneiderman. He did not just go behind the back, did he? Wow. Schneiderman with his offhand finds Blaine Fry for a 3-point play on UT Martin's side of things. Talk about an equalizing play. Schneiderman goes deep into his bag of tricks to deliver the game's best assist to Blaine Fry. Schneiderman only had a handful of points against Georgetown, but man, did he come up big on defense and facilitating, and he throws another nice pass to Blaine Fry, who has 6 points on the game after he now smokes a free throw attempt. Both teams continue to struggle from the charity stripe here in the first half. UT Martin up by 2. This one to mid-range. Zaire Barnhill continues to be the top scorer on the game for the Rams, as he is now up to 9 points, 4 for 5 shooting on the game. But then this bounce pass goes inside to Brian Gill, who then is subsequently blocked at the rim by Josiah Finley. What an assist on the other side of things as Kevin Holt records his second basket, and VCU, for the first time today, has the lead. 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half. As UT Martin and Coach Carter want to talk it over, we'll be back after this. Things getting interesting. And we're ready out of the timeout. UT Martin just took their first, facing their first deficit of the game with 4:24 left to go. The VCU Rams, the 5 seed here in the South region, recently just took the lead as Darnay, he received a screen to take it right back. What a smart play call by Coach Carter. He ran the same play that he started the game out on to give Betancourt his first 3-point shot, and here's his second to put UT Martin back up 24-23 as Kevin Holt finds Barnhill to deliver the answer. But the Rams continue to not have any made 3-pointers on the entire game as Diggs leaks out, and then he fades to the corner. What a good give and go between Schneiderman and Diggs. Again, Evan with the playmaking. That is so valuable at the wing position as Diggs now doubles his scoring output from 3 to 6 with just one shot, as on the other side of things there is Warner setting up Josiah Finley to tag Blaine Fry with his personal foul. Finley only has 5 points up to this point. He's averaging 13.5 with 8 rebounds and a steal and a block on the season. The junior from Frederick, Maryland now misses a free throw of his own. He's actually one of the better Rams in that department, but he does knock down 1 or 2, but these teams are both struggling from the charity stripe here in the first half of action. The Rams back on the offensive attack as Warner tries to find Barnhill. It's contested, but it does go, and VCU finally breaks into the scoring column in terms of shots from downtown. Barnhill, the first VCU Ram and player in general to get into double figures scoring. So the Rams back out on top. It's a 2-point game with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Gardner surveys from the top of the key. He'll give it to Schneiderman as the Skogs continue to work it around the perimeter. Betancourt trying to work off a screen. Nothing's open, but he'll find Diggs, who squares his shoulders and delivers another huge 3-pointer. Both of these teams, man, they're starting to catch fire here at the end of the first half. Diggs now up to 9 here on the contest as he puts up the pump fake and then dishes it off to Evan Schneiderman. Very nice feed from Jacques, but Schneiderman, he's more of an inside-out scorer. He doesn't have much from mid-range. As CJ Murray will then find Barnhill from the same exact spot he hit from a couple moments ago, but this time he had a foot on the line. Doesn't stop it from the fact that he has 14 points out of VCU's 33 on the ball game. So the senior from Dover, Delaware, continues to play a great first half. Betancourt, open from 3, will then find Gardner with 40 seconds left to go in the half. Over his right shoulder, he got another one. Gardner with his third field goal in the game as VCU actually burned a timeout with 36 seconds left to go in the half. So perhaps they're drawing up something to free up a shooter. So we'll find out as we keep it right here. 25 seconds left to go. They actually check in Devin Paley, who hit 2 threes in the Southern Illinois game. You can see him at the left of your screen. Jacques Diggs is face guarding him, not giving an inch. I'm just assuming that's the guy they're going to go to since he checked in for this possession in particular with 9 seconds left to go. Finley actually from the free throw line, no good. 6 seconds left. Out to Diggs, trying to take the lead. 3 seconds. He will try to charge at the rim. Diggs leaves it a little bit short. I guess he used so much energy just getting up the floor that he could not finish. Nonetheless, it's been an entertaining first half with these two offenses picking up in the final 5 minutes. 33-32, VCU up on top. Well, this is March right here. It's another tightly contested battle with 15 minutes off the clock, with UT Martin again giving a good team some trouble. Just like against Georgetown, the Skyhawks are right there with VCU on the glass. The team rebounding is 12-11 in the Rams' favor, with Teron Gardner leading us with 5 boards. He also has 6 points, and Blaine Fry is right there with him with 6. Jacques Diggs again is turning it up a notch with 9 points, leading the team, with Betancourt and Schneiderman doing a lot of the facilitating. It seems like both squads have made it a strong point to protect the ball, with UT Martin sitting at 3 team turnovers, and VCU's only giveaway was on their first possession of the entire game. Zaire Barnhill was the man of the hour, making 6 field goals for 14 points to become the game's top scorer. Perhaps this is a matchup that UT Martin will have to change moving forward. Maybe you should slide Darnay Betancourt to try to extinguish the flames from Barnhill. He's only averaged 10 points on his senior season, but with 14 night and 6 made field goals, I mean, this kid is on pace for a career outing. Kevin Holt also flashed his mid-range shooting with 4 jumpers made, and Josiah Finley is filling up the stat sheet as always. It's been an entertaining 15 minutes, but this is March and anything can happen. VCU and UT Martin Sweet 16 on the line. It'll return after the break. Alright everyone, we're ready to inbound here out of halftime. It's good to see you guys back here for the second round of the NCAA tournament, round of 32, VCU and UT Martin. It's been a dogfight so far as we get things underway with Kevin Holt making a layup as he skates past Evan Schneiderman, who has made some plays facilitating in on defense, but when it comes to the one-on-one matchup against Holt, yeah, he's been losing a lot of those battles in isolation. VCU trying to stop UT Martin. Both teams were pretty efficient on the offensive end, with UT Martin finishing the first half 13 for 24 as a team. Their offense continues to get off to a good pace as we see Darnay Betancourt going to the free throw line, who will knock down 2 for 2, but they need to string together some stops. The Rams were ultra efficient as Blaine Fry almost records a steal there. McVay forces it up, no good, but then Finley slips in behind Blaine Fry and company down low to put in a three-point play. That is just inexcusable. It looked like finally a good defensive possession for the Skyhawks, but Finley wipes it all away, and VCU ties their biggest lead of the contest at 6 with 13:20 left to go. Alright, so the Rams making it tough on UT Martin, imposing their will. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back out of the timeout. VCU up by 4 now as UT Martin scores a bucket. But once again, just like the Georgetown game, looks like that the Skyhawks are facing a little bit of second half adversity as this one swings over to Josiah Finley and Blaine Fry sagging a little bit too far. There's the 4th assist for Devin Paley. Him and the 6th man, DeJuan Warner, both have 4 assists to lead VCU up to this point. And Finley was probably the best VCU Ram, even though he didn't score the most points. He finished the first half with 5, 2 assists and a steal. As we see Jacques Diggs, he gets open here for a huge shot to cut it back to 5. UT Martin desperately needed that one as VCU took their biggest lead of the game at 8, but UT Martin again chips away, showing their resiliency. That's been a big thesis for this team this entire season. Paley puts on the cross against Jacques Diggs and then meets Blaine Fry at the rim, and our all-conference center is whistled for a pretty ticky-tack call there. There's the 3rd on the senior Fry, so he will actually have to check out for a couple minutes here with 11 to go. We see Dominique Cleveland check in as Evan Schneiderman also makes an exit in favor of Dusty Harrison. So 45-41. We got 10 minutes to go here. Barnhill, he's looking to stay hot as he feeds the post. Back out to Barnhill, over to Kevin Holt, who tries to stay hot from mid-range, and he has another one. All 12 of Holt's points have come from the mid-range area, and he just looks unstoppable when he gets it from 15 feet as Diggs, nice wraparound pass to Cleveland. He continues to move from 18 feet himself, no good, and then Teron Gardner tries to go with the tip in to finally get UT Martin some points, but he's whistled for an over the back, so the officiating continues to not do us many favors here, trying to get back in this ball game. With 8.5 left to go, almost another steal as Diggs is harassing DeJuan Warner out on the perimeter. This extra pass goes to Najon Gardner, the freshman. No good. It's picked up by Teron Gardner at the rim. 2 rhyming names there as he gives it to Diggs, and then he's rejected by Najon Gardner, who gets all the way back and silences the fast break. I mean, the defense once again stepping up. So we'll see if the Rams can turn that chase down block by Najon Gardner into some points as Barnhill feeds it to DeJuan Warner, who has a shot sent back by Betancourt. But the referees whistle another foul on UT Martin. This time it's Betancourt. And DeJuan Warner, who had 4 first half assists, will now get on the board from the charity stripe, and he has 3 shots. And he will knock down 2 of 3. Both teams struggled in the first half. These two clubs combined for 6 of 12 shooting from the charity stripe, so 6 missed free throws between the two sides. As look at this now. Dominique Cleveland whistled for a reach-in foul, just trying to double Josiah Finley, as UT Martin is now already in the penalty from here on out, so it'll be free throws for VCU as Dominique Cleveland gets a piece of CJ Murray's shot off of the inbound. And then UT Martin almost gives it away. This game's turning pretty chaotic. That's what VCU likes, and Coach Carter noticing that and being down by 8, he will call a smart timeout here. UT Martin's looked a little bit uncomfortable over the last few possessions as they look to turn it around. So for the time being for UT Martin, with 7 minutes to play, they're going to go with their bench backcourt with Cleveland joining the 5 out on the floor. This one's rotated over to Brian Gill as VCU packs it in again with that 2-3 zone. You can tell Gill, he's always got a quick trigger finger and he's looking for that mid-range shot and he finally gets it. Nice job, Dominique Cleveland, making something out of nothing and drawing so much attention due to his height. And it's nice to see Brian Gill get on the stat sheet. As we all know, he's a freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida, and we're down here in Tampa for the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. So it's nice to see him get a basket in front of his home fans. And then Blaine Fry checks back in, and he's whistled for his 4th. And he's only been on the court for a couple possessions. Again, the officiating just turns its back on UT Martin as Blaine Fry will make his exit once again. And UT Martin and Coach Carter, they've seen enough. They're going to put back in their starting lineup to give themselves some much needed offense back out on the floor with no Blaine Fry. So Betancourt coming in cold off the bench. He'll feed Gardner, hop step move, kicking it back out to Diggs. We need this one, and Diggs will rattle it in. What a play there, going inside and out again. That's been working so well for UT Martin. I don't know why they abandoned it in the first place. So now we're down to 5:50 to go in the game with UT Martin down by 6. Betancourt to the elbow with Dusty Harrison trying to make a play over to Diggs. Puts on the double cross, hop step, bounce pass, extra look, nice V-cut, nicely done between Betancourt and Schneiderman. Man, those two guys have been the top facilitators all day for UT Martin, and they link up there for a very impressive basket. Betancourt with his 3rd assist. As UT Martin trying to toe in here and get a huge stop as we approach 5 minutes on the game. And then Kevin Holt breaks open, but then Teron Gardner playing beautiful help side defense gets the stop. And the key part of that stop was he defended without fouling, which was so big in this moment of the game. So UT Martin, they're going to go with Betancourt with a little hesitation on CJ Murray. Again, Betancourt with a huge second half. He was the X factor in that Georgetown game. Betancourt, if he didn't have the second half that he had with 9 points in that second period of play, I don't think we would have won that Hoya game, and he's coming through big once again. UT Martin, they've got this thing back down to a 1-basket game. Right now they are currently on a 9-2 run, and then Dusty Harrison snatches a steal, finds Diggs on the outlet, and finally we get some officiating luck on our side as Jacques Diggs steps up to the line. Trying to chase that boy down was Kevin Holt, and he was just too late. So we're under 4 minutes to play as Jacques Diggs trying to come through again like he's had so many times here in this tournament. And no surprise here, Jacques Diggs with the clutch gene in his blood knocks down both free throws to tie this thing back up at 52 apiece. The comeback is complete, but UT Martin needs some stops as Kevin Holt is off the mark from 3. VCU continues to struggle from beyond the line. They've only made 1 3 as a team throughout this entire ball game as Blaine Fry checks back in, playing with 4 fouls. 3:18 left to go. It's a curl screen for Jacques Diggs at the elbow. What a take there, the up and under move with the drive to the hole. With some conviction, Jacques Diggs up to 18 points. VCU burns a timeout. That's what I'm talking about right there. Diggs again putting UT Martin on his back, and he almost single-handedly takes the lead for UT Martin. What a comeback. VCU starting to sweat. We'll be back with 3 minutes to go in the round of 32. So, officially under 3 minutes to play, VCU had ample opportunity to try to draw up a play here out of the timeout to finally break their consecutive scoreless streak. At the twilight of this game, Kevin Holt continues to stay hot. The 6'7" junior once again hits a mid-range shot, and Evan Schneiderman, you can't fault him there. He was right up in his grill, but Holt is just not missing tonight. Devin Paley with 5 assists. And Kevin Holt approaches 20 points on the night. He's got 14 up to this point, and then Jacques Diggs with a lazy pass. VCU gets a basket and the stop they were looking for, and with under 2.5 left to play, they can take the lead right back as Paley's open from 3. Good contest by Gardner, but Kenyon McVeigh is there for the follow. And Blaine Fry tries to swipe it clean out of his hands. And in turn, records his disqualifying foul as Kenyon McVeigh steps to the line to potentially take the lead. And the first one is good. The Rams take the lead back with 2:21 left to go, and we will be without our defensive anchor, down low for the rest of this contest. The second one rims out. But how will Coach Carter and company get this done with no Blaine Fry out on the floor? Carter burns a timeout. He's got 2 left in his back pocket. How will the Skyhawks pull this one off? We're going to find out when we come back. So the poor foul luck continues to follow Blaine Fry throughout this entire tournament. He had 3 early personals against Georgetown, and now he has an early exit against VCU. With 2:10 left to go, every possession is crucial from here on out. Betancourt taking his time, but VCU's made it tough for us to shoot with only a couple seconds left on the shot clock, but at least Betancourt puts his head down and takes it strong to the cup, right back at Kenyon McVeigh, who records his 3rd personal foul. Betancourt, he missed a free throw in the first half, but he's been very solid all year long, and with the law of averages, you would expect him to make 2 for 2 here. 55 apiece as Betancourt can take the lead with 120 seconds left to go. The Oklahoma transfer gets it done at the charity stripe. Way to go, Darnay. Let's go, guys. We got a toe in here. We're up by 1. Barnhill's been a little bit quiet here in the second half because it's been Betancourt on him as this one swings to Paley, who leaves it long. Great defense there by the Skyhawks, especially Betancourt. You haven't heard much from Zaire Barnhill in the second half because Betancourt has been locking him up for sure. So with a 1-point lead and the possession, UT Martin taking their time as Diggs, he wants the ISO on Josiah Finley, but Finley cuts him off. 4 seconds left, Diggs is going to have to hurry. For mid-range, it's a good look, but the rim doesn't help us out at all. It does not fall for Jacques Diggs, and UT Martin again can't extend the lead. 1:08 left to go. Barnhill displays the dribbling. He's looking for a teammate, finds Kevin Holt, who skates past Dusty Harrison and puts it in after drawing the foul. No, UT Martin gives the lead back. Harrison checked in for Blaine Fry as Schneiderman moves to the 4, and Betancourt, or rather Harrison, only being 6'2", just does not have the height to stop Holt at the rim. Finally, Holt with some points, not coming from mid-range, but obviously if you're UT Martin, that's not exactly a sight you want to see right now. You just can't give up easy 3-point plays at this stage. So things becoming a lot more interesting here at the end of the game as VCU takes the lead by a basket as the minutes turn to seconds. UT Martin trying to keep their season alive. 52 left in the game, 20 to shoot. Diggs on the outside, finds the flashing Betancourt, risky pass, as Betancourt then tries to get it back to Diggs, but it's covered by Paley, a pick by Gardner. And VCU brings 2 defenders for Diggs. 10 seconds left. Over to Betancourt. What are they going to run? 6 seconds left. They're going to need a basket. Diggs has it knocked out of his hands by Devin Paley. What defense by the Rams. They're towing in again, just like they did against Southern Illinois, as UT Martin will burn their second to last timeout. As Coach Carter, this is the biggest possession of the entire season and perhaps series. It's all on the line with only 4 ticks left on the shot clock. What will Coach Carter draw up here on his whiteboard? Well, it's time to find out. Does UT Martin have one more basket in him to keep their season alive? 4 seconds. Schneiderman's the inbounder. It's a quick post up to Gardner. I was not expecting that, and the turnaround jumper goes. VCU caught off guard. They thought it was going to go back to Diggs, but Gardner, he had his hands ready for that pass. Great play call by Coach Carter to keep the season alive. We're knotted up at 58 apiece. Now we got the basket. Now we need the stop. 14 seconds left. Barnhill directs traffic. 11 seconds left. Barnhill, 9, 8. Who's it going to go to? High post to Finley. Over to Holt. And it's blocked by Dusty Harrison. Over to Betancourt, who burns a timeout. Very smart play by Darnay, who quickly whistled to the official, burning his last timeout for UT Martin and getting it across the timeline to give UT Martin one last chance with 1.5 seconds left. And getting it across half court was so key because they're going to get it on the sideline instead of having to go full court with 1.5 seconds left. And what a play by Dusty Harrison, making up for that 3-point play he relinquished to Kevin Holt just a couple seconds ago. So will UT Martin shock VCU on a buzzer beater. Diggs flashes strong side corner. He finds him. It's a good look, but Jacques Diggs is short. Oh man, oh man. An overtime game here in the round of 32. I'm actually really surprised Schneiderman got that pass in there over Finley, who was playing the strong side corner. Nonetheless, we have an overtime game here in the round of 32. VCU and UT Martin as the Cogs look to keep their season alive. Teron Gardner wins the tip of the extra period of play. Let's get things underway, guys. This is March right here. It's all about. I'm sure these guys are having a lot of fun out here as Darnay kind of forces it there on the first possession. Devin Paley clears it as both teams will then trade baskets to make it 60 apiece with 3:42 left to go in overtime. So we're checking in with Dusty Harrison, the hero there with that block at the end of regulation, because you know if Kevin Holt got a good look from mid-range, it was going to go in. But we reset it. Out to Darnay Betancourt with 3.5 minutes to play. What a pass. Gardner again. They don't have an answer for him down low. And Darnay splits two VCU defenders with a gorgeous feed. And those two link up once again, man. What a find by Betancourt. I just can't say enough about the team playmaking today. Even when the shots aren't falling, you can tell UT Martin, they're making it a strong focal point to share the rock today. 3:12 left to go. In overtime, Devin Paley, he wants a screen of his own. And look at the extra pass, man. What a find by Josiah Finley with a touch pass down low to Kenyon McVeigh. 11 team fouls between overtime and the extra period of play for UT Martin. It's Kenyon McVeigh who will knock down the first free throw. And even though the junior McVeigh hasn't been in the stat sheet a lot in terms of scoring, he's made a lot of little plays all throughout the night that have been very key as he misses, and then Finley is there. And now he earns himself a trip to the line. That is just inexcusable at this point in the game, as Teron Gardner gets beat on the glass by Finley. So now Finley will step to the line. He ended regulation with 13 points, make that 14 now, as he ties it up at 62 apiece with a chance to take the lead with 3 minutes to go here in the round of 32. Finley, again for his second. It is short, but then it's McVeigh. What is UT Martin doing? Oh my goodness, Coach Carter's beside himself. He burns his only timeout in the overtime period just to scold his team for not getting after it on the boards. We're going to keep it right here, but man, that could be a huge change in momentum in the side of VCU. You just cannot relinquish those rebounds here with 2:25 left to go in the overtime game with the round of 32. I mean, come on now, UT Martin. Jacques Diggs over to Darnay. Again, UT Martin does not want to rush things as it's a post up to Teron Gardner. They're going to bring a double, and he still will go with his left hand. Way too short to cover Teron, and he's hype. Teron Gardner with 16 points, and then VCU will call their second to last timeout. 2:07 left to go. This time, we're going to go to commercial. Things getting interesting here. Overtime game, it's knotted up at 64 apiece. Okay, so we're back. 64-64. The Sweet 16 on the line. VCU inbounding the ball to Barnhill, who quickly works off of the inbound and finds Kenyon McVeigh down low for his second assist. Beautiful dish with Barnhill's offhand. We haven't heard much from him since the first half, but that assist will take the lead for VCU. So Betancourt and his troops now want to look for the tie game again. 1:50 left to go in the overtime period. We have Teron Gardner with another design post up, puts a shoulder into McVeigh, skip pass, Diggs for the lead. He got it. Swishing it through, ripping it clean. Jacques Diggs with 24, matching his Georgetown game output. 24 in that one as well, and he's matched it tonight. 1:26 left to go with UT Martin again in front by a single point. Barnhill looking for another assist. It is Paley this time. The threes coming in succession this game in the extra period of play. That's only VCU's second made tray ball on the contest, but it comes at a perfect time. But look at Jacques Diggs fading away from Gardner as the give and go works perfectly. Diggs claps right back at Paley. 69-69 with a minute to go. Will the defenses finally toe in, or will the offenses stay hot? Well, there's a stop right there, if I've ever seen one, but Teron Gardner almost gives it back. But Schneiderman does get it, and he controls the tempo with only seconds left to play. 45 ticks on the clock. 69 apiece as VCU changes back to their 2-3 zone. 38, Betancourt wants to go for the dagger. It's short, and Gardner is out-rebounded again, this time by Kevin Holt, who grabs his third. So less than a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Again, the season is on the line, and it all comes down to the defensive side of the floor, just like the second half. Overtime looks like it's going to end the same. VCU with 16 seconds left. Here we go with Paley. Strong side corner, give it back to Barnhill, who surveys. Over to Holt. It looks like they're going to want to set a Finley on a curl screen. He's flashing. Schneiderman, he tips it loose. Diggs picks it up. It's going to have to be a heave. No timeouts left for UT Martin. And that one's short. Diggs almost became a hero there. But hey, we're going to line it up again for a second overtime. Perhaps Coach Carter shouldn't have used that timeout early on in the overtime period because they didn't have one to spare there with a couple seconds left, and Diggs was forced to pull from half court. But we'll line it up again. This time the tip-off is won by VCU, or so you might have thought. Jacques Diggs is in there. He takes it away as Finley won the tip. I know we talk so much about Jacques Diggs' brilliance on the offensive end, but don't forget how smart of a complete basketball player he is. So Jacques displays some thievery there on the opening tip, but the important part is that UT Martin gets their best foot forward and gets a basket here with 6 seconds left to shoot. Darnay? What's Darnay doing? He's back in the post. 2 seconds left off his back foot, and he drains it. Betancourt again. Look at this shot right here. I know Darnay's become a really dead eye for mid-range, but this is just a ridiculous shot. If you're going to make a run in March Madness as a 13 seed, you're going to need some luck on your side as Darnay forces VCU to burn their first timeout. Things looking good for UT Martin. I mean, the swagger is back. VCU is sweating, as you can tell by that timeout. Barnhill needs a basket for him or one of his teammates. Paley back to Barnhill, doesn't want to shoot it. Skip pass. Kevin Holt, he'll skate by Dusty Harrison, who came flying out at him. Not a good defensive possession there by Harrison. Now 19 for the junior Holt. As we're under 4 minutes to go here in double overtime, 71 apiece. As Betancourt gives it to Harrison. And it's going to be another cross screen. Harrison, he gets inside. Back out to Betancourt. But VCU closes that one off as well. Betancourt wants the... Oh, he's going back in the post. A double team comes. Nice extra pass. Schneiderman to Harrison on the ball reversal. Look at Dusty Harrison stepping up again. This time it's his first basket, but on defense he's made some plays down the stretch. Finley for 3. Wow, clapping right back are the VCU Rams, who take the lead. Finley, that's his 16th made tray ball on this season. It comes at a perfect time. As you can tell, the junior doesn't want to go home early. I don't think anybody on this floor does. Diggs. Back in the 2-3 is VCU, so he's covered. Swing pass to Harrison. He will take the lead. The underclassman, Dusty Harrison. As Betancourt, he's got 5 assists, and Harrison has 5 huge points. 76-74. The resiliency of this UT Martin team cannot be understated. Finley, though, with the nice up and under move. He tried to bring 2 defenders, but just to no avail. Sometimes when Finley gets that deep, you just gotta say goodnight. It's too late for you to stop him. And once again, Evan Schneiderman and company having some trouble with the press, but they get it to Harrison. Skip past to Diggs for the lead. Yes! Diggs up to 29 points. Our team captain coming through again. That's his 7th tray ball in the game in 14 attempts. The volume has been there for Diggs. Turnaround from Finley. Not happening this time. Gardner with his 10th rebound. He's up to a double-double with 16 and 10. Teron Gardner cannot be understated. I know he did not rebound the ball very well in overtime, but I mean, that can't take away all the good he's done for UT Martin today. Again, another career night for Gardner as he sits at the elbow and he's got Zaire Barnhill on him. Again, they're going to bring a trap, but the play has been simplified. They just want to get it into Gardner some way, somehow, as the skip passes to Diggs. Pump fake, baseline. He is rocked at the rim for a foul. The shot clock was doing it again, but this time UT Martin gets crafty, especially Jacques Diggs, as he took a shot from Zaire Barnhill at the end of the shot clock. I'm glad both those guys are alright because Barnhill himself took a nasty spill there, but both guys are up and moving, so that's always good to see. So with a 3-point advantage with 1:24 left to go in double overtime, Diggs can once again come through with 2 huge free throws, and that first one gives Diggs 30 on the night. His career high is 34. He's approaching it here in the biggest game of his life. The second one is off, but now Harrison, he will grab the rebound, giving VCU a taste of their own medicine. Dusty Harrison, he puts the swim move on Finley and grabs it over the VCU Rams' top rebounder to step up to the line. and Harrison making over 80% on the season off the bench. He gets the first, and the second one is huge. This will bring it back up to a 6-point game, the biggest lead from either side in either overtime period, and Harrison comes through. Upperclassmen or higherclassmen, everybody coming through today here in the second overtime period as VCU tries to work fast. It's Kevin Holtz, hop step inside. Nicely done there. I truly believe if VCU had some good three-point shooters, they would be an elite offensive team because anything inside the arc, they're just so tough to stop. So we're going to speed things up here after VCU cannot force a steal on their press. We're under a minute to play here in double overtime as UTM takes a 4-point lead, the entire season on the line, the Sweet 16 on the line, 44 seconds left, 8 to shoot, working it around, Diggs, pump fake, Gardner, and look at this, they're gonna leave Diggs for the dagger! Yes, Jacques Diggs! Let's go, 33 on the game! What can't this kid do? McVay last chance today, no good. Finley though collects it and puts it in. So VCU has it back down to 5 as they're gonna pray for a couple stops here as Diggs, he will be trapped and has to give it up to Dusty Harrison. Obviously UT Martin in the bonus, and VCU makes it real clear with how hot Jacques has been, they do not want him out of all players at the free throw line. They're gonna foul the underclassman Harrison instead, and he drains the first one. So this one could be the ceiling knockout punch. This one to make it 3 possessions and almost surely seal UT Martin's trip to the Sweet 16. And Dusty rattles it home. 7 points for Harrison, all coming in the second overtime period or later. As we have 17 seconds left to go, UT Martin with maybe just one more stop. Holt from 3, he will drain it. So it is a 4-point game. It makes things a little bit more interesting with 11 to go, but the Rams just hoping for a miracle here. After all this, everything that's happened tonight, it's going to come down to the free throw line again as, look at this, Teron Gardner not taking no for an answer. He wants to get it back to Diggs to keep him at the free throw line. And eventually Kevin Holt has no choice but to foul. So UT Martin now in the double bonus. Make or miss, Jacques Diggs will be guaranteed 2 shots, and the first one is good. Diggs right now, all he's doing is putting the finishing touches on one of the most historic performances in NCAA tournament history. 2 for 2 for Diggs, 35 points, a career high. Kevin Holt, make or miss, it doesn't matter. UT Martin is moving on to the Sweet 16. The Skyhawks continue to dance, the dream is still alive. Oh my goodness, this is March right here. I cannot believe what we saw today, a double overtime thriller. And UT Martin continues to ride the train of successes, and they just continue to become more resilient with each passing week. I've talked about it so much this season. I don't think this is the most talented UT Martin team that Coach Carter has had here, but it is by far the most resilient team that he's had when it comes to dealing with adversity and just, dodging punches and throwing one right back at their opponent. This team blows any other UT Martin team we've coached out of the water. 35 for Diggs, 10 for 24 shooting. The volume was there, as you can tell. And we just kept feeding Diggs. It took him 2 extra overtime periods, but he does reach a new career high to put his name up there with some of the most legendary performances in March. Betancourt with 15 and 5. I think this is one of his best career performances. And how about Evan Schneiderman with a couple of huge defensive plays, 7 rebounds, Teron Gardner playing the center for the last 4 minutes of the game, including the 2 overtime periods, and he drops a double-double in the absence of Blaine Fry with 5 huge assists. Most of those went to Jacques Diggs. And you can't forget about Dusty Harrison with 9 crucial points, and all of those came in both overtime periods combined. So, after Blaine Fry checked out, that's when Dusty Harrison turned it up a notch. Kevin Holt with 24, this was his career high outing, but it wasn't enough. And Josiah Finley with 18 and 11, those 2 guys are really hard to stop in the paint, but we end up coming out on top, with Zaire Barnhill becoming pretty invisible in the second half. Well, once again, it's time to find out who we play in the Sweet 16. UT Martin continues to have the world on notice as the road only gets tougher from here in the Sweet 16. As they travel to Texas, where they're either going to face Georgia Tech, the defending champions, who have a whopping 27 wins on the season, or will they play Virginia Tech with 17 wins on the year? Both of these teams faced off in the ACC. They're both in the same conference, so they're pretty familiar with each other. And I'm down to live stream this game again if you guys are too. SIU and VCU was a lot of fun to play, so let's get some scouting going for the defending champs. They take on an interconference rival. The only caveat is that live stream is going to have to be next week. I am going out of town this weekend, but I'll let you guys know when I'm back, and we'll sit in on that V-Tech and G-Tech game. So here we are at Ken Carter's resume. He's got 3 regular season and conference tournament champions, 3 NCAA tournaments, and now a Sweet 16 on his coaching resume that just continues to get better and better as he looks for a new job next season. But right now he's living in the moment with his UT Martin players. So once again, UT Martin wins another tournament game and they continue to survive and advance. And I'm going to keep it on a real note with you guys. I've had this game for probably 10 years now, College Chips 2K8, my favorite video game of all time. And these last 2 games, VCU and Georgetown, have been 2 of the hardest games I have ever played in my life in this video game. But for some reason, somehow, some way, UT Martin just continues to get it done. I think there's something a little bit magical going on here. I think something is brewing that is very special, because I did not win these games with skill alone. There was some luck. Everything worked out perfectly in these last 2 games. In the overtime game today against Georgia Tech, or rather VCU, I felt like I couldn't make a mistake. But we sweated out in a double overtime thriller to face either G-Tech or V-Tech in the round of 16, the Sweet 16 if you will, the next time you see me. So stay on the alert for that live stream. I'll be back in town next week. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to do it. And I hope you stay tuned for all my channel's content in the future. This is College Sports Revive signing out. Peace, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today. It's been a magical run with UT Martin in Season 6 NCAA tournament.